The conscience, that voice within us that resonates so deeply in our soul, that tells us everything we must be and become in this life. We all have it. A lot of us choose not to listen to it. And until you truly live in alignment with it, you are gonna experience the negative aspects of karma. Karma is not just inflicted upon you when you do something negative to someone else. It's also inflicted upon you when you treat yourself like fucking shit. This is not what we do. Our conscience exists for a reason. This is your conscience's call. Every day you wake, you know what you want to be doing and you know what you should be doing. There's a huge difference between what makes us comfortable and what makes us uncomfortable. Seems pretty self-explanatory, but a lot of people choose to negate the uncomfortable acts in their life and then seem to want to go around and tell everybody, I regret what I didn't do today. So when this is your case, when this is you not listening to your fucking conscience, this is when you start to change. When you have that extreme level of accountability, when you really start to listen to yourself, that's when you start to change. So when you wake up every morning, I want you to reflect. I want you to journal. This is you allowing your conscience to flow freely from within. I used to wake up every morning straight to smoke weed, to suppress my conscience because it knew exactly what it wanted me to be doing. So I would do that and I would still journal. I would go to journal and I would just talk about everything that I didn't do that my conscience was urging me to do. A lot of us live in this manner and a lot of us wonder why we live with anxiety, why we live with depression, why we live with regret and lack of self-worth. Self-worth is earned. Everything in this life is earned. You have to take the action. So it starts small. It starts with the small steps. Waking up at a decent time, journaling, reflecting, creating that mindset that you know you want to possess when you're in your highest version of yourself. You have to start learning who is that highest version of yourself that your conscience is constructing for you every time you think about yourself down the road at your greatest vision, living the life of your dreams, dream job, dream family. If you want to be single and travel the world, that's the highest version of yourself. Who is that person going to be? What is their day going to look like? What are their thoughts going to be constructed of? It's not going to be the negative bullshit that you're in right now. A lot of people want to hate on those that are above them mentally, financially, spiritually, because they don't understand where they're at. They only know lack. So when you don't reflect, you project. You only will put out the bullshit that you create within yourself by not adhering to your conscience. This is what I'm talking about. The conscience is known as the authentic voice of God. It's the authentic voice of the universe. It's that essence within us that exists in all of us. We operate from under the umbrella of a collective consciousness. A lot of people don't realize when you approach somebody and you feel their vibe, you're basically on the same Wi-Fi network. You guys just have different IP addresses. So when you approach them and you sense that their vibe is different, maybe they got something different about them, maybe they take better care of themselves, maybe they listen to themselves more, that's all it takes to have a higher vibration in this life. You just have to listen to yourself, cut out the negative, replace it with positive, and you will see how you begin to operate from that higher version of yourself. You negate the lesser self. The lesser self is that version of you that's doing everything that you regret. When you lay down at the end of the night and you start to think about everything you did during the day that you regret, that you were like, oh, I should have done this, oh, I should have done that. But then you just choose to chase more vices, suppress it more, and then sit around and wonder why you're depressed and anxious. This is not how we're meant to operate as human beings. As a progressive individual, you have to reflect on what you regret and then change that about you every single day. It's a day-to-day process. Break up your life into singular days. It's important to have long-term goals. It's important to have dreams and aspirations and visions. But when you are only driven by your end outcome, when you only see that end outcome and when you don't obtain it right away and you lose hope, you lose focus, you lose your vision, that's because you're not adhering to the process. You must adhere to the process that your conscience is telling you. Everything has to start somewhere. People who are doctors don't just go straight to being doctors. They have to go through their 10 years of medical school, whatever they got to do. And every step of the way, they're acquiring knowledge. They're solidifying core beliefs. They're solidifying habits. This is how we operate from our conscience. So I want you guys to every day stop just deterring yourself from what you know you need to be doing, from what you know needs to happen in your life. Cut out the negative habits, cut out the bullshit, eat better food, live a healthier lifestyle, wake up, go on a walk, do something that's gonna get your heart rate up, enter that flow state. The flow state is what teaches us and allows the mind to be open to the conscious so we can understand and receive these downloads and see who we're creating. Your thoughts, actions, energy, mind, body, soul. These are the 3 areas we have to chase growth in every single day, and it has to be non-negotiable. The rules that garner respect in us as individuals are non-negotiable. So when you start to create an individual within that you are validated by the things that you do every day. Fuck what anybody else thinks. What anybody else thinks should not matter. That's the number one thing. A lot of us, including me, I spent so many years of my life not sitting in front of a camera, not spreading the message of the things that I have taught myself over time and sought to understand, because I was too afraid of how I was going to look to those in front of me. But that's just flawed. That's selfish. That's purely selfish behavior, because you are too concerned about yourself to put something out there that's going to help other people. Where's the logic in that? That's what I had to teach myself. And I had to teach myself that by overcoming every single day with my morning process, with acts and affirmations that teach me how to be confident and how to approach my life in a manner that I am undeniably proud of. You have to develop a sense of pride. The pride in the steps, the validation that you get from the acts that build you, that make you stronger, that show those around you who the fuck you are, that make yourself and your people proud. That is what you need to chase to validate the success, the money, everything else, the fame, if you want fame, the security. That's all going to be a byproduct of you having the capacity to stick to your goals and take pride in the steps. Fuck the end outcome, honestly. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. The steps are what's going to get you there. Every day when you can wake up with a grateful heart and recognize that I wake up inherently negative, I want to not listen to my conscience and do everything that makes me comfortable instead of doing everything that makes me uncomfortable. Say, I'm better than that. I want what I want to see for myself, and I will accept nothing less. It's a relentless drive. It's just straight savage. You have to talk to yourself in a savage manner. You can't be shooting yourself down, saying, oh, I'm not good enough. I don't know what I'm doing. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. But as long as you just take pride in the small steps and understand that and stack variables, see everything as a win. When you wake up early, that's a win. When you eat a healthy breakfast, that's a win. When you got your heart rate up and got into flow state and didn't chase something that was just going to suppress your conscience, that's another win. Stack these small wins, base hits, and you'll see how every variable that you add to your life is gonna just increase and just add abundance to your soul. This is what I'm getting at. This is me speaking from my essence to your essence, because we are all the same. My pain, your pain, it's all the same. The things we need to overcome, the self-consciousness, just drop all of it. It's gonna take process, it's gonna take time, but I promise you, if you stick to a non-negotiable daily process that makes you proud, you're gonna see people approach you and they'll tell you what you're about. When you validate your capacity to overcome and be strong and have a strong willpower and be proud of yourself, people will tell you that they see it in you. You don't have to tell them. That's the power that we all have to create within ourselves through our process and through adhering to our conscience. This is your conscience's call. I'm telling you, I didn't even want to sit down and make this video. I was gonna bitch out I was gonna say I'm too self-conscious for this again today. I can't sit down and do a video because I'm too scared. I don't know what I'm gonna say. But when you enter that flow state, when you stop seeing time as it passes by, and you allow the essence of your soul to operate for you, rather than your ego, rather than the thing that doubts you every single time, that's what we're talking about. That's what I'm spreading, and that's what I want to see all of you guys operate from. Doesn't matter what your goal is, doesn't matter what your vision is. You just have to chase it, and everything that your conscience is telling you to do it. And do it with a whole heart, a grateful heart, and for everything and everybody that you love. That's the top way to operate. I promise you guys. I love you guys. I will continue to show up. Doesn't matter how I feel, because everything that I speak, everything that I do is all for you. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.